Hi everyone! In today's class we're going to be drawing a cartoon dinosaur. Now I think we're going to draw a T-Rex today. A Tyrannosaurus Rex is a meat-eating dinosaur with big teeth and little tiny arms. But we're not going to draw this as a scary T-Rex. We're going to draw this as a cute cartoon T-Rex. So let's get started. Here's the drawing that we're going to be doing. Now in this drawing, of course, I've added some color, but today we're just going to focus on the outline. So when I'm drawing a cartoon, I like to simplify things. So I'm looking at the shape here. You can see there's a bit of a circle in the head. There's kind of a half circle down here. And then from this circle up here, we have a little nose that kind of comes out. So let's start with those three shapes right there. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our circle. Now draw very light because we're going to be erasing some of these lines when we're done. So this part here, this circle, is this part right here. I often start my animals with circles like this. Most heads have a circular shape at some point. So when you're done drawing your circle, what we're going to do is extend out with the nose. So I'm going to start up here and follow this around. And I'm going to kind of come out about here. Go up a bit. And then I'm going to come back down and meet up at the bottom. Just like that. That's going to give us the nose and the mouth. Right now it almost looks like a little shoe, doesn't it? But we're going to turn this into a Tyrannosaurus head pretty quick. So after you're finished with that step, what we're going to do is draw in the belly. So the belly kind of starts as a bit of a half circle shape. So I'm going to start here just around where the bottom here meets the circle here. And I'm going to come out and do a half circle, kind of like this. There we go. So you imagine this is a little half circle here. But I'm going to continue this out like that. That's going to give me this tail shape. So this is going to be the belly area, and that's going to transition into the tail. Now transitioning means it's going to turn into, so that's going to turn into the tail. I'm just going to move this over a little bit so we can see a bit better. There we go. So this will be the belly, and this will be the end of the tail. So we have the head, we have the jaw. The jaw is the part of your face where your mouth is. We have the belly, and we have the tail started. But let's finish off that part there. So I'm going to sneak back around here to the back of my circle. So here's the neck. So I want to leave a little bit of a line here, and then I'm going to come down and close this off like this. Again, we don't want to press too hard. There we go. So now we have the head, we have the jaw, here's the belly, the back, and the tail. So it's still pretty simple in terms of shapes. This shape kind of looks like a moon, maybe a little squished moon, right? This is a circle here, and this is a little bit of a wonky shape here. Wonky is funny. It's a funny little shape here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw this belly area in, but press nice and light because we're going to erase some of this. So I'm just going to do a line, cutting this down almost in half. And that's going to be our belly. So this is the belly here, and then this becomes the back here. This is the bottom of the tail, and this is the top of the tail. Now, right now, this kind of looks like a duck, but we're going to turn it into a Tyrannosaurus Rex very soon. And one of the things that's going to help this look like a dinosaur is adding a mouth. So let's go ahead and go back into the face and start to add in some features. So features mean things like eyes, nose, mouth, ears, kind of the extras. So let's get into those details now. So let's have a big smile here. I'm going to start up here and I'm going to just pull a line in like this. Nice smile line. And I want this mouth to be open. Now, if you wanted it to be closed, you could just leave it like that. It could be fine. So if you like this, don't open the mouth. You can leave it like that. It's totally okay. If you want to open the mouth, you need to do a little bit of a loop here. So we're going to come out and loop back like that. That's going to give us our open mouth. Now, the nice thing about an open mouth is Tyrannosaurus Rex have very sharp triangle teeth. And it's part of what makes them interesting. So I'm going to add in those sharp teeth right now. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, and I'll add one over here. 4. Not too many teeth. Maybe there's a tooth here that's kind of hidden in the face. Now, because we opened the mouth here, we actually need to extend the jaw down a little bit. So the jaw is the bone at the base of your face. It's the bone that keeps your teeth in place. A Tyrannosaurus Rex has lots of teeth, so it needs a nice jaw. So we're going to go down, extend that out like that. Pretty happy looking T-Rex. We have a nice big smile there. So we've added a few triangle teeth here. And we've added a little bit of a smile here. And we've added the jaw as well, that nice thick jaw at the bottom. So now we have a few small details to add. We're going to add a nostril here. The nostrils are the holes in your face where your nose is, the holes where your nose are. So they're the things that you breathe into. So there's a little nostril there. And the other nostril would kind of be over here. So we aren't going to see that one. Just like we're not going to see both eyes. We're just going to see one eye. Now you could add your, a big eye if you want to, but I like to add a little eye. So I'm just going to go like that and add a small little eye, just like that. I also like to add a little ear. For my ear, I just do kind of a half circle, kind of like this, but on its side. So just 3 simple shapes there, but it really helps to tell our story. Really helps to tell that story. So we have nostril, we have an eye, and we have a little hole as an ear. Now it still kind of looks like maybe a swan or some sort of a sea monster, doesn't it? So we need to add in the legs and the arms to make it look like a T-Rex. So a T-Rex has very short little arms. And I like to make my arms nice and simple. They're kind of the shape of maybe a hot dog. So there's one little arm like that. And then I want the other arm to be out here holding balloons. So that's going to make it a little bit more complicated because we want the hand to be gripping something. So I'm going to start with 2 lines, 2 short little lines like that. And then I'm going to do a half circle, not quite connected. And I'll loop it back around like that. And that's going to make it look like it's closed. See that little half circle? Makes it look like it's closed, so that's why we did that. And we'll add those balloons later. So 1, 2 little arms there. Now we're going to add the feet. So you want your feet to be centered with the head, so you kind of have your balance here. So we're going to add our feet here. If we added our feet back here, it wouldn't make any sense. So we need to add them where the weight of the animal is at its greatest. So where we can get some balance, right? We don't want it to fall over. So let's put it right here. We're going to start with a half circle. Like that. And then for the foot, we can just kind of start with a bit of a triangle, like that. So we have a half circle, and we have a little triangle. Now, usually a Tyrannosaurus Rex has really big claws, but we're not going to worry about that. This is a friendly Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, to finish off the leg, we're going to round off the heel. The heel is the back of the foot. And we're just going to do a kind of a curved line back. But we don't want to connect it here. We want to make sure there's a space here. So if you need to, you can go in and erase a little bit of a space. That's where the leg connects to the body. So here's our toe, here's our heel, here's the ankle, and here's the leg. A nice simple leg. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, but on this side, we can't really see too much of the leg because the body's in the way. So there's the body. So the leg's just going to be tucked back in here. You can see there's just a little bit there. So I'm going to do a little bit of that half circle, a little bit of that triangle. And you want to make sure that this is lower than this one. This one has to be lower than this one. Otherwise, the perspective wouldn't make sense. So we have our front foot here, and the back foot's just a little bit further behind. It's a little bit higher up, further back. All right. I hope you guys are following along all right. If this happens to go a bit too fast, just remember you can look at the picture and draw from the picture at any point. Here's the picture. If you're getting lost, sometimes it's nice and easy to draw from a picture. If you find it's going too slow, feel free to jump in and start drawing on your own if you feel confident in how to finish this off. Some of you might be feeling pretty confident right now. Confident means you think you know the steps, and if you feel that way, you can go ahead. That's totally fine. We're almost done with our Tyrannosaurus Rex now. I'm just going to add a little bit of texture to here. So texture is what that scale feels like. I imagine this to be kind of like a snake. So I'm going to add in those little curved lines like that. Now there's a few areas that we need to erase. So when you have all of this done, you can erase the lines you don't need anymore, the extra lines. So these are lines we drew with our shapes, but we don't need them in our finished artwork. So what I'm going to do is just erase some of these extra lines like that. I don't need this line here, so I can erase that line there. There we go. Now it's starting to look a bit more like a T-Rex, but a pretty friendly one, pretty friendly T-Rex. Now our T-Rex is going to a birthday party. So we can add a little triangle hat. But if you want your T-Rex to do something else, maybe your T-Rex is wearing a cowboy hat, maybe your T-Rex has hair, maybe your T-Rex has horns. You can do whatever you like, but I like a little party hat. So I'm going to add a triangle here with a little curved line at the bottom. And then this party hat has a pom-pom on it. Now pom-poms are kind of funny. They're like kind of fluffy balls, I guess. They're party things. You often see pom-poms at parties, so a little pom-pom on the top. And I think I want to add my polka dots here. So polka dots are just a circle pattern. So you can draw little circles in here if you like, or maybe you want to do stripes instead. Stripes are just straight lines. You can do stripes if you want. It's up to you. And then how is this hat staying on? It needs to have a little bit of a strap here. So I'm going to draw in a little strap like this. Just a really light line. We don't want that strap to be too thick. And that's how that hat's going to stay on the head of the T-Rex. Now we're almost done. What we're going to do now is draw in our balloons. Now one of the lovely things about balloons is they come in all different shapes. So you can have circle balloons, you can have oval balloons, you can have heart balloons. So we can draw a few different shaped balloons here. So I think I'm going to draw in 3 balloons. So I'm going to have 3 strings. 1, 2, and 3. Now these strings need to connect back to the hand. So I'll go like that, and then we can have 3 strings at the bottom too. So this little dinosaur is going to hold 3 different balloons. Now the first balloon is going to be a circle. Now these are circles here. These are actually more like ovals. And you'll notice that the base of a balloon has kind of a triangle shape to it. So I'm going to do a little rounded triangle here. And then what I'm going to do is draw in that oval shape here for a nice round balloon. There we go. Nice round balloon. So there's balloon number 1. We can add that little string where the knot is tied up here and the little string comes down. Now for balloon number 2, I think I'm going to do one of these long balloons here. So I am going to have my triangle down here, I think. That's where the air goes into the balloon. And then I'm going to go up like this. Long balloon. Look at that. Did I run out of room on my page? I did. I'll have to go down. My balloon is so long. It went right off the page. So that's how long our balloon is. It kind of looks almost like a hot dog. Same shape as this, really. You know, these are very similar shapes here. And then my last balloon is going to be a heart. Now, hearts are a little tricky to draw. But we're only going to have to draw half of a heart here because our heart is going to be behind this balloon. So something I like to do when I'm drawing a heart is I'm going to draw just an imaginary line up, and I'm going to say this is the part of my heart where everything comes together, like that. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work my way out and go all the way down to my base. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. But of course the balloon is kind of behind everything else. I think we'd see a little bit of it here. And then we'd follow it back down to there. So we have 1, 2, 3 balloons. We have a heart balloon in the back. We have a long balloon in the middle, and we have a round balloon in the front. And each of these balloons has a little triangle where the air goes in, where the knot is tied, and they all have a string attached to them. So this is almost done. We just have a few more steps here. Now I like to add a little bit of a highlight to the eye. So I have to imagine where my sun is coming from. So I'm gonna say my sun is coming from the left. So the sun would be over here somewhere. I'm just gonna move this guy over here so you can see, here's my sun way over here. So this is where my light is. So that means that the highlight on the eye is going to be right here, like that. So I'm just gonna color in the back of the eye. There we go, perfect. And now that little bit of a highlight is kind of sitting at the front. Now if these balloons had highlights, the highlight would be here. Highlight, because that's where the sun is hitting. And this one, the highlight would kind of be right back here. Now we're done drawing. It's time to add some thicker lines here so you can kind of make your artwork pop. Make those lines a little bit thicker so that your artwork stands out. So you can go ahead and touch up your lines now. If you want to add any extra details, you can of course do that as well. If you want, you can add eyelashes. You could add stripes to the T-Rex if you wanted. We could add a birthday card. I didn't do it in this one. I kind of liked the simplicity of that. You could always do a little bit of shading if you want to. You can color it in with color or, you know, just with pencil, that's fine too. Whatever you choose to do is great. And the last step when I draw a little creature like this is I like to give it a name. So what do you guys think this guy's name should be? Now, I think because it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, those are often called T-Rex. Like that, a T-Rex. So maybe this guy's name is Rex. So this guy can be Rex. Rex, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And a T-Rex, again, has little tiny arms, big teeth, a nice big strong jaw, right? A nice long thick tail. And in this particular situation, a party hat and some balloons. I don't think those are authentic. I don't think the dinosaurs had party hats and balloons, but who knows? It's hard to say. So there we have it. If you'd like to add color, again, here's a colored version for inspiration. I hope you guys have enjoyed drawing with me today. Again, we did this T-Rex using simple shapes. All we needed was the pencil and the eraser. And next class, we're going to be focusing on another cute dinosaur cartoon. Maybe we'll do a Parasaurolophus. I hope you guys enjoyed drawing with me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.